Hey, AwakenChurch. This is Pastor Andrew, and I'm going to hopefully bring you one of several devotions that the pastors are putting together for you guys to give you a little bit of digital content over the next couple weeks. And I'd love to just share a verse out of Deuteronomy. It's Deuteronomy 7:21. Before I read it, just some quick context. The people of Israel have been rescued from Egypt. They've survived going through the Red Sea. They've survived seeing God. They've survived their complaining and their wanderings. They've survived earthquakes and plagues. All of that to prepare them to go into the Promised Land. And after going through all those things, we come to this verse in Deuteronomy 7:21. It says, "You shall not be in dread of them, for the Lord your God is in your midst, a great and awesome God." The Lord is speaking about not being in dread of the territory and the people that they're going into. And I just feel like that's where we're at as a society and even as a nation right now. There's so much dread right now. What's going on? What is this uncharted territory? What's going to happen? And the people of God who are getting ready to go into this promised land, they were a new generation. In other words, they hadn't seen everything that had happened before them. They were getting ready to go in. And God says, do not be in fear, do not have dread of the territory that you're going to go into. I think the reason why is very powerful. Again, let's read it. It says, "You shall not be in dread of them, for the Lord your God is in your midst, a great and awesome God." The reason why we don't need to have fear is this promise nestled in Deuteronomy 7:21. The Lord our God is in our midst. He's a great and awesome God. And that text is really just saying, hey, we should be in silence and awe that God is in our midst. And how beautiful that one of the names for Jesus Christ was Emmanuel, God with us. God is in our midst. He is with us. So we don't need to fear, or we don't need to have dread. I really appreciate what my wife and I were talking about the other day. She just said that the silence that she's had in the last few days has really helped her appreciate the greatness of God's creation, the goodness of God, and just all the blessings that he's given to her. It's almost as if because some of our hustle and bustle was unplugged, her walk with God has become deeper, and she's being able to see that God is with her and in her midst, in the midst of her daily life. And so, church, I wanted to just encourage and challenge you. How is God in your midst? What are the little things that you can start writing down, or what are the little ways that you notice that God is in our midst? Because when we notice that God is in our midst, the dread and the fear and the worry begins to fade away, because we serve a great and awesome God. Pray that you're refreshed by that, and I want to encourage you, have a call to action for you to write down some ways that you notice God is in your midst every day, every week, and share that with your roommates, share that with your spouse, share that with your children. And thank you guys so much for taking a little bit of time to connect with God and His Word. See you guys.